Alright, we'll get started. Here are your ingredients. You got a cut up onion. You won't need much more than a half or a piece of onion. That's a storage onion. You got bacon grease. I use lard. I like lard. Bacon. I got one slice of bacon here. Got ham. Piece of ham with bone in it. That's for flavoring. Piece of hog jowl. That's for flavoring. You got your butter at the, you put that in at the end, it glistens up the green beans and they look beautiful. You got a potato. You got your frozen green beans. I like frozen green beans because they're easy kept. Keep them in the freezer. Old Bay seasoning. Corse salt. This is my salt cellar. Got ground pepper. Fresh ground pepper. So let's get started. First thing we're going to do is determine which side of our cutting board we're on. One side is for chicken, the other side is for beef and pork products. I like to cut up the ham hock. You might want to chew on a piece of that. Get you a good chef's knife. Cut that up. Got your piece of ham. That bone, you see that? It's got marrow in there. That bone marrow is really good flavoring. Okay, we got that all cut up and everything. Now, we got our recipe handy. Look at it often. Put our pot here. Open it up and turn the heat on, get it hot. It don't take long. I've got it on high right now. I'm over here wiping my hands off from that bacon. I mean that pork, hog jowl, and ham. Like I said, we'll cut up the potato last. Because if you cut it up and leave it on the board, it will go brown and it looks bad after that. Did I say we had butter? Yeah. Don't know what we had. Oh, that was for our ham. So we'll put our ham in there. Get all your ingredients ready in the beginning. If you do that, you won't be running around like a chicken with its head cut off. Okay. Now, I like to put my onion in with no grease to start out with. Keep things organized. Get things out of your way. Okay. Take a fork. That'll quickly, piece of skin there. Don't like that skin. Don't worry about me throwing stuff in the floor. I ain't cleaned this house since 2001. I found out real quick like, you clean a house, 6 months later you got to clean it again. So don't worry about it. Alright. You see, I don't know if you can see this, but there's a little brown starting to form on the bottom of the pot. That's sugar. And it's being caramelized, coming out of that onion. That's sweet. That'll come off when we put a chicken stock and will help cook it more than anything. Got that. Keep it in the refrigerator. About half a cup in there. We'll use that in a little bit. Alright, we got that going. Now, get you a good knife. This is my general purpose knife. Use it mostly to cut up vegetables. I got a meat knife. I'll show you that later. Alright, we'll put that in there. Keep your stuff clean. Clean that knife off. Had this knife 30 years. No, yeah, 30 years. Keep stirring. Cut your heat down just a little bit. Let's look at our recipe. Lightly brown the salt port in the bacon grease. Put us a little lard in there. Now, we'll add our ham and hog jowl. Just rendering that fat out of everything. Alright, it's a very simple recipe. Doesn't take too long. So, onions are looking transparent. So you got your brown in there. That's good. All that'll come off the bottom of the pot when we add our chicken stock. Can you see that? Okay. Now, add green beans. That's enough for one. You say, well, I want some more. Put another handful in there, or part of a handful. Now you got enough for your girlfriend. If you ain't got a girlfriend, you got enough for leftovers. Okay, so we get them green beans covered with that fat. The flavor will be absorbed into the green beans. Put your onion away. Got your little baggie here. Save that for next time. I keep them in a baggie because keep them from smelling up the produce. Get things out of your way. Knife. In case somebody comes into the kitchen, you got a knife to run them off. Keep that heat up. Just put a frozen pot up in there. We want to keep the heat up. We want to cook this good. Alright, the butter is for last. Now, instead of that big potato, I'm going to use those little potatoes. And I like the skin. Now these have been washed at the factory, I hope. I don't like that part right there. That goes into the compost bin. And I did hit the compost bin. You can tell I'm left-handed. Everybody that's left-handed is in their right mind, believe it or not. Potato in there, it doesn't matter. Wipe my knife off again. I'm through with it, so I can store it away. We're through with that, so that goes into the garbage bag. We'll put this up. Put it in the sink, I mean. Now, I can see we got enough rendered fat down in there. And I'm not going to need any more lard. Butter comes at the end. That's just additional flavor. If you don't have a coronary from eating this, you never will have a coronary. Of course, I have used cholesterol-free pork. That's a must. Alright. Let that come up as high as heat as we can get it. So we're fixing to add the chicken broth in there. And it's going to lower our heat. And we want this to boil. Now, how much chicken broth? Well, enough until them green beans are thawed out good. Good and coated. Everything's good and coated with grease. Just waiting on the heat to come up. You ain't got enough chicken broth, and use water. I always keep spare chicken broth. I cook with chicken broth all the time. Why? It adds flavoring to the meal. This is, if you can read there, no MSG added, 99% fat-free. Why in the hell would you want chicken broth that's fat-free? But that's all you can buy. So, on here, you can listen and tell. Well, we lost a soldier there. Don't worry. That goes into the compost bucket. And yes, I did hit the compost bucket. If I didn't, I'd told you I'd hit it anyway. Alright. Ground pepper. Put your seasoning in last. That's a pinch of salt. That's less than a half a teaspoon of salt. That's all you need. The pork products probably have salt in it. So we'll just a quarter teaspoon on that salt. Well, another soldier run away. Get it back in there. Now, I like Old Bay seasoning. It has celery salt, pardon me, spices, mustard, red pepper, black pepper, bay leaves, cloves, allspice, ginger, mace, and paprika. Well, ain't that a joy? Give it a little sprinkle. That ain't much. Stir, stir, stir. Alright, now we're ready. Hear that come up to a boil instantly. Now that's enough right there for now. You cover that and cook it on a high simmer. I can hear it. See that? High simmer. Okay, let's get that out of the way. There, you see the deck is clear. Has been cleared. You got your fork for stirring, knife for people coming into the kitchen. You got your butter for last. Got you some chicken stock left. I mean some chicken broth. It's different from chicken stock. Alright, pardon me rocking in front of the camera here. Just for safety, I'm a safety man. I wear both suspenders and a belt. Get out more chicken broth. Now here we are.